Good afternoon, sir. And good afternoon, sir. I know a lot of us, actually my elder brothers, my fathers, and I'm just opportune to be here because I was invited here to speak about business. I don't know why I was chosen, but at least I'm here. So, well done, sir. And I would like to put something forward before I start because a lot of us here, we don't know, we say our serious college, okay, maybe it's one school in Ore, we don't know the value of what we have. So I will tell you that while I was in school, I was thinking, oh, I am coming from a very, very low background. Maybe I might not be able to make it with those guys that went to maybe schools in Accra, Lagos, and all that. So, but I would like to tell you that during my school years, I was able to perform excellently well. In fact, more than those that actually paid millions. In fact, when I was hearing that so person attended this kind of school where they pay about 1.5 million, I was like, our school fees was not even up to 10,000 when I graduated. so that's the value of what we have. And I'll be speaking about business. I just try to put that forward. So before I start now, and okay, while I'm talking, I will also chip some things in. So before I start, I would like to know, among my elder brothers and my elder sisters that are here, do we have anybody that's doing business here? Those that are doing business, can I see your hand up? Any form of business, online, offline, and all that. No one is doing business. Okay, that's good. So, okay, the next question is, if you want to start your own business, can I see your hand up? Like you are planning to start your business in the future. Can I see your hands up? Okay, that's very nice. Because business is, I was asked to talk about success in business. What does it take to build a successful business, especially in an environment like this where everything is tough, people are shouting, there's no money in town. And a lot of us, when we think about success in business, what we relate with is money. How much can I make in this business? If they say somebody is successful, you ask them, how much is he making? That's the next question. But for me, I don't think I'm qualified to speak about that subject because I'm not that rich, as you can see. So, but I've actually taken it upon myself to actually interview a lot of successful people, because coming from a low background, like at least we don't have the millions, and it makes you to believe that people that are making it, how are they making it? Because you see a successful establishment, you don't know how it comes about. How are they making it? So, which is why I've taken it upon myself to interview successful people, which I have interviewed a lot of them on my YouTube channel, and people are loving it. Probably that's why I was invited to speak here. So on that note, I'll be taking us through what it takes to be successful in business by telling you my story, as well as telling you the things I've learned from the people I've interviewed over the years and the people I've actually interacted with. Like I said, I graduated from Our Saviour's Primary School, and I also graduated from Our Saviour's Secondary School and Our Saviour's, oh sorry, we don't have university yet, but I know our daddy is working on that. Yes, so I graduated from Our Saviour's. So after that, I went to University of Alumni. But while I was in secondary school, I was doing business. My mom sells shoes. So I was doing business. I sell shoes, I sell bags and all that. And I found it very fascinating, the fact that you can make money by doing what you love, by offering people service. In fact, if I can make one error, I'm very happy. So since then, I've been doing business. So when I got to university, I actually studied geology, for those of us that know geology. So we normally go on a very, very boring field work. And one time they said, okay, we need someone to supply us shoe, that's rain boots, which I know my mom can supply. So I used the opportunity to say, okay, let me buy these shoes in bulk from my mom so that I can make certain amounts of money. So I bought the shoe, sold it to my classmates, order for another one, and I make a lot of money from that. As that might sound very, very small, is a way for you to make money. So after that, I actually created an online hostel booking website, which we named Off Rent, that is Those times you are in school, you don't know where to book your hostel, you don't know any agents, you don't know, maybe they will defraud you. So my friend and I, we actually came up with the idea that, okay, let's list all these hostels around us, let's list it on the website and actually see if we can make money from there. So we created the hostel booking website there, and it was actually successful. Though we were not making money from the hostel booking website, because I can tell you for a fact that after running a business for about 2 years and you only make 10,000 naira, you should know that you have to find your way for the whole of 2 years. But what we were able to do at that time was to build the biggest hostel booking website in Nigeria. And I could remember that time, even while I was in school, we had a competitor at that time who actually raised money. He actually raised about 6 million naira then. He was our competitor, but he was not able to achieve what we were able to achieve. And that brings me to my first point. When you are doing business, it's not all about the money you have in your bank. It's about the commitment you give to your business. So the guy actually raised 6 million naira, but was not able to achieve what we were able to achieve. So after that, we did hostel booking, and it didn't work. And that will bring me to the next point. So while doing this hostel booking website, I went to visit my brother in school. A lot of us know him. I went to visit him in school, and during that time, I saw a lot of POS outlets, come and withdraw your cash, 15 naira. I was like, if these people can make money, how are they doing it? Let me just find out. POS business was not as popular as we have it today. So what I did was, I asked one of my brother's friends about this particular business, and she told me that, okay, these guys are making money, they charge you this and that. So during this time, I was doing my NYSC, and I was staying with someone. So I told him that, why can't we just create a business so that, when you are doing your NYSC, for those of us that have the experience, you know that, okay, after your NYSC, even though maybe before your NYSC, you won't be getting stipend from your parents again. So you have to quickly find a way before you finish your NYSC to make sure that you have something to put on the table. So that was what we did. We said, okay, we sat down one day and we said, okay, what business can we do? And we actually said, okay, what if we can use this printer we have at home and start printing for people? We said, okay, that this kind of business will only work in a student environment. We said, okay, which university is around us at that time? We said, okay, University of Osun. We went there. Long story short, we got a place, and after visiting my brother in school, I said, okay, why can't I do this POS business? Instead of doing this, at this time I was still running the hostel booking business that made me 10,000 naira in 2 years. So I said, instead of frustrating myself on this hostel booking website, why can't I just do the POS business in this new shop we just rent? And what happened was, I did not have the experience. I did not even have the POS terminal. We all know POS machine. So, and that brings me to my next point, that even though your first business did not work, there are a lot of things you will gain. I'm someone that believes in the fact that you have to go as far as you can see, and when you get there, you'll be able to see further. So it's not about, okay, what will I do now? I don't know what I will do. Just start something. Before you know it, someone will introduce you to someone, or your current business will introduce you to the next business. Even though that first business failed, you are bringing your experience with you into the next business. So that was the lesson I learned there. So, and after starting, we didn't have a POS machine. We said, okay, let's start accepting transfer from students. At that time, people were open to transfer, and we lost a lot of customers because some people will say, okay, I want to withdraw money. Do you have POS terminal? I said no. Well, you can do transfer. And that brings me to my next point again, that you don't have to have everything to get started. All we did was to print an A4 paper and said, POS is available, you can withdraw your money. And we actually make a lot of money, but we end up losing a lot of customers at the time. So what we did after that was, one day I was coming I was going to work, and I saw you can rent your POS terminal here. And someone said you can rent your POS terminal here, which I said, okay, let me make an inquiry. And I found this particular man, and he said, okay, you can rent your POS terminal from me and start making your money. I said, how am I sure you're not going to run away with my money? Well, I said, okay, let me take the chance. So I paid him, a certain amount to rent the POS. And which brings me to the other points that if you want to start your business, let's say you want to start a borehole drilling business and you don't have a borehole drilling machine, you don't have to have it. You can actually partner with someone that has the machine and actually start making your money from there. So in time, you'll be able to gather your own capital to start. So after doing this, we actually make the business work. We ran the POS, started working, but the facts, something interesting happened. At this time, I did not have the capital to start. During my NYC days, I was only able to save about 30,000 naira. And if you know student environments, you are doing business, even 30,000 naira within 2 hours, you're already out of capital to run that particular business. So what I did was to say, okay, I called my mom and said, okay, can you borrow me so amount? I'll return it the next day when I'm settled by the bank. So that's what I did. I actually struggled to get the capital. Then later on, I approached someone that said, okay, can you give me certain amount so that we can share the profits together at the end of the day? And it is very important as a business owner that sometimes you might not have the capital to start your business or to run your business. You have to depend on other people's capital. And the only reason they might be giving you their capital, their money, their hard-earned money, is if you are trustworthy. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, okay, how can I get money to start my business? But they don't have a business already. People will only give you money if they know that you already have an existing business and that business is generating money. So that is one very, very important point, that if you did not take anything home today, be trustworthy. People want to give money to people that are very, very trustworthy. In fact, in this type of economy we have, people complain that, okay, I don't have money to start, I don't do this, I don't do that. And there are a lot of people sitting on billions of dollars to run their business. They are sitting on money because they have the trust and they have an existing business. So I actually did this and I was able to raise about 10 million naira by just meeting family and friends to just run this particular small business. I was able to raise about 10 million naira, and guess what? I lost 6 million naira out of that. Because you have to imagine, I'm just a young guy just coming out of university, trying to do business, trying to handle the money I've not seen in my life. So I actually lost 6 million naira. 6 million naira of other people's money that I have to return. Now, in the US, if you run a business, the business goes into loss, people will be like, okay, no problem, we'll try another business. But in Nigeria, if you lose people's money, they come after you with police. So, and thank God I was able to manage the situation. And the reason I lost that kind of money, and it's very, very important for anybody that's going into business, and currently today, I have about more than 1,000 people that have helped them set up their own businesses, and they are doing very, very fine, more than 1,000 people. And whenever people reach out to me and say, okay, what is the most important thing you have to know in business? What I normally tell them is that you have to have a very, very solid financial accounting system. And this is where most entrepreneurs in Nigeria get it from. We leave everything to chance. You say, okay, just leave the account, don't worry, everything will be fine at the end of the day. No, it won't be fine. If anything could go wrong, it will go wrong. If you leave 1 million naira on the table and you expect that, oh, nothing will happen to it, sorry, before you even go to the toilet, you come back, you will be lucky to make 20,000 naira from that 1 million naira. So whoever wants to start their own business, or whoever has a running business already, my candid advice is that you have a very, very solid accounting system. And most people today want to grow their business to be like the Dangotes of this world, to have many outlets, many regional offices and all that. But that will start from you managing a particular small office. Before you say you want to grow something, that thing must have been working. That means if I give you 5 naira, you are sure that, okay, at the end of the day, you have 20 naira at the end of the day. But when I give you 5 naira, and at the end of the day I'm having 1 naira, and you say, okay, let's grow this business, that means if I give you 200 naira, I will end up having 1 naira at the end of the day. So whatever business you are doing, whatever thing or side hustle you are doing, make sure you have a proper accounting system, and the existing business is working before you start thinking of how to grow that particular business. So that was the lesson I learned from that. And I've also interviewed some people. So now, how do you, if you have a business idea, how do you actually make it work from startup to success? Like I said, I'm not an expert in this, but I've actually interviewed a lot of people. I actually interviewed someone who owns a big supermarket, and he left the UK to start a business in Nigeria, and he told me a lot of things. And I've also actually interviewed some people, somebody that deals with exports. It will amaze you to know that people make money from exporting ogi, that pap you see that you overlook every time. People make millions from exporting it. It will also amaze you to know that people make money from exporting gari. That gari you just have in your house, you don't know how to make money. This particular guy sells ogi one for 3.5 euro. If you convert that to Nigerian naira, that's about 4,000 naira. So if you can sell ogi for 4,000 naira, I think you should not have any ogi on your street again. You should start thinking of how you can export ogi. So it's not about how big your idea is. So if you want to start any idea you have, you can start researching on it. And the person I interviewed, who actually owns a supermarket, when I asked him that, sir, how do you get to know about this business? Because it's not very easy for anybody to just say, okay, I want to set up a supermarket. What he told me was that he actually was working in a supermarket when he was in the UK and came back to Nigeria to start. And if you want to have your own business idea, or you want to learn about something, let's say you want to go into car selling business, try to find someone the car selling business already, and from there you can learn. So once you learn that, you learn a lot of things on other people's money, not your own money. So, and I also actually interviewed someone, I've been asked to round up. The person I interviewed, who makes a lot of money from selling ogi abroad, actually told me that his first business, his first transaction why he wants to export was not a successful one. And he told me the lesson he learned from that is that he should have started with small. So then he invested a lot of millions in the first transaction, and the person he was banking on the other side ran away with the money, and he lost a lot of money. He said, okay, then my wife was telling me then that I should just start with small and test this business with small. So whatever business you want to do, test it first before you start saying, oh, I'm not a so something, I said so something. Test it and make sure it works, and from there you might need, okay, when you see that, okay, this thing works, you go on to raise capital. And the best way to raise capital is from your family and friends. So once they see that something is working, with a little bit of promise of saying, okay, at the end of the day, I will give you little profit, a lot of people will pour money to your side. You will think people don't have money. Like you are seeing everybody here, if I say, okay, please, who can borrow me 10,000? People will be like, I don't have money. But tell them that this 10,000, if you give me today, by the end of the month, when we run business, you get about maybe 1,000 or 2,000 on top of your 10,000. Everybody here, I think I will be able to walk home with 1 million naira. So that's how you should approach people when you want to raise money for your business, and also be trustworthy. That will make you build a lot of trust. So for those of us that are doing business, I actually have, like I said, I have a YouTube show, a podcast on YouTube, where I interview entrepreneurs, and I actually promote your business to the world. So if you would like to feature on this interview so that we can share your story to others who want to do their business. And one funny thing about the podcast is that when you share your story, a lot of customers get to connect with you, and that brings you more customers as well as brings you more connection. So that's it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. My name is Tope Alao, and I'm happy to be here.